Hey there, Natalie.
Dave.
And we're coming to you. This is the October market update for Chattanooga. We're going to talk about development, what's happening downtown, also pocket areas of Chattanooga where it's a great time to buy, also holes in the market in certain areas of town and price points where it could be very beneficial to sell right now. And then we'll talk to you about, what we've got coming up in terms of listings, what our buyers are looking for, and see if you can help us there.
And the market update.
So this month, when we talk about a community spotlight, we are not necessarily talking about restaurants and bars and stuff like that. We are talking about what we are seeing in the market in certain areas of town and where it could be a great time to buy, and also a great time to sell. So right now, if I had the money, I would be buying in North Chattanooga, and here's why. There's a whole lot of attention focused on South Broad with new development and stuff, and I feel like St. Elmo, for all its charm, is a little overrated, and there's very few homes there, and people are flocking and want to buy in St. Elmo because of the charm. So it's darling. So if you live there, great, hold on to your property. However, if I were looking for a value buy, I'd be focusing on North Chattanooga because things are languishing, and that is a market where things have not languished historically. And I always know that markets ebb and flow and trends change, and the older houses in North Chattanooga, I feel like that's a really good buy right now. If you are on Signal Mountain and your value of your house is in the 700s and you're thinking about a move, I would speed up that thinking, because right now there is a huge hole in the market for homes in 700s on Signal. And historically I have seen that hole move up there on Signal, whether it was the 500s and 600s and now the 7s. There's big opportunity there if you're a seller right now, because the buyer demand is stacking up.
All right, that's awesome. And so now we're going to do a little bit of a market update. Not much to report since last month. I mean, the Fed did cut. The rates did not do what I was hoping they wouldn't do, which they didn't go up when they made the cut. They stayed. They went down a little bit before the cut, and they stayed where they were, tacked up just a little bit after the cut, which was good. Not too bad last time, and last year they went way up after they cut. So we actually got a lowering effect on the way to the cut, and then now it's staying steady, and they're talking about 2 more cuts. My hope is as that time approaches, the rates will dip a little bit more until the actual cut. So there's a real resistance point right now where the experts are looking at that if the 10-year Treasury yield can get to 3.9, it's at 4.1 right now and some change. If it gets to 3.9 or lower, that's kind of a point where it'll break free and kind of go lower to an amount that would be very good. And if it gets above about 4.3 to 4.4, that's where it can break higher, which is not good. So my hope is that it does hit, at least at a minimum, stays where it is now, which the market has started to turn with this recent downtick in the 10-year and then the 30-year mortgage. My hope is it stays here, or preferably goes lower, which I think there's not too unreasonable chance that it will go lower before the end of the year. And then when the new year starts, it's a whole new ballgame. It depends on what the next news cycle is and what everybody's worried about as far as that goes. But right now in the market, rates are down. The market's picked up quite a bit. Our business has picked up quite a bit since they ticked down.
Buyer interest has absolutely returned. I think we're going to have the busiest fourth quarter we've ever had, even including 2020 and 21 when it was so bananas. All signs point to that. So we use showings as a lead indicator for what is happening in the market. More showings lead to more offers, which lead to more contracts, which lead to more closings. So that's our lead indicator, and showings are up across the board, and they have been for the last month and a half, maybe 2 months. Really have seen a resurge here in the last 2 months of buyer interest, people raising their hands, even first-time home buyers. So I think the message, I guess, has maybe gotten to buyers that rates are coming down and they are past the high point where they were. now is still a really great time to buy. Buyers can still have some negotiating power for sure in terms of price, but also closing costs and repairs. And sellers, if they're buying and selling simultaneously, they're going to wear that shoe on both feet for the most part. So we are seeing a major resurgence here in the area.
So yeah, still, it's not great, but that's because everybody still compares it to 22. But
depends on your perspective, Dave.
Exactly.
Depends on your perspective.
Across the last 2 years, it is the best time it's been in 2 years. That I can tell you
That's
for
true.
sure.
Yes.
And it's back to the market's easing back to 2017 through 2020 kind of timelines as far as the way it moves and functions. So all I'd say is, the market's taking a turn for the better, and we're hoping it continues that way.